All right, Holland Oats News, where your host is built like a pregnant dog and has brain fog. A gift has been bestowed upon the musical world today, and that's why we're here. Rick Beato's launched the Beato Club. It's true. The Vegas Strip now has a nightclub where you can go, get behind the satin rope, hang out with Rick Beato, and talk minor 7 flat 5 chords all night. You can have a drink. Or maybe I'm wrong, and it's a membership. Yeah, Rick emailed today on his list that this was launched, and I'm a customer, so I thought I'd have a look. So $15 a month to start here. You get a chat room that I think Rick's shown his age there. I mean, are there chat rooms that shut down at night? Like the chat room's closed from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. Kind of strange. Access to the community forum. Kind of feels like that's just padding this list a little bit. 2 video lessons per month and access to the archive. So it looks like he's committing to making 2 lessons per month and putting them in the spot, which we'll see a picture of down here. Behind the scenes footage. I'd pay extra if Threat Shoal was there. But to be honest, so far I'm not sold here. Ever-growing PDF archive. Is it real estate investing tips, trading derivatives, futures, crypto? Assuming it's lessons. I just know that we're boasting about 75. Let me tell you, Shredmaster Scott will sell you a zip file full of tab PDFs. One-time fee. I have it. I can review that. If anybody wants to know about Shredmaster Scott's paid content, I have some of it. I bought it. All the stuff I'm reviewing I bought. I've not bought the Beato Club. If you think I should join the club, let me know. Maybe we'll join the $299 a month and Zoom them. Maybe. But this is where the fun stops. Now you're supporting the channel, so this is my Beato book review. To make it really concise would be, now that it's online, it's much better because the videos are embedded, whereas the book, you don't even know you're supposed to have video content to go with it. And it's merch. If you want to support his channel like I like to support his channel, then you buy that. I bought the ear training and the Quick Lessons Pro. Do I get a discount? Is the Quick Lesson Pro now this stuff? Then there's this. A community forum and a chat. Why not use Discord? When I spoke to Kiko, we talked about how on his Discord, the students do a lot of their stuff on their own. They will start, breaking down jazz standards or other stuff. So I think it's important to have rooms and kind of the encouragement of saying, hey, go off and do your own thing. I don't know why there needs to be a community forum and a chat room. But if the fans like it, the fans like it. And is that Billy? Is that the infamous Billy right here? Billy! Here's the lessons. So, obviously I think we've got the admin screenshots here. I don't think we can create our own. If so, I'll put a lesson up. Yeah. A video lesson every month. He said he's doing 2 with PDFs. There's up to 75 available now. There was something funny I saw. And the interesting thing is we're doing long form sales content, but there's just not a lot to talk about. So it just kind of repeats it over and over again. And I think that's the second pricing matrix on the thing. Rick, you want to work on that? Have Billy work on this. This isn't selling me. This is just not selling me. This is wasted space. The login's here. That's not helping you log in. Any marketing that tells you to scroll to find out has failed. Now he's going to do fine. He's Rick Beato. He's at that level where you're talking about squeezing out maybe an extra $100,000 a year in tweaking the marketing. But check this out. You can get the Beato book on payment plans. That's right. You can pay $24.75 a month to have the unique ability to go to somebody you know and say, hey, I just made my first Beato book payment. Ear training. You can make payments on the ear training program. And funnily enough, we have a boxed piece of software here with a phone. So as is tradition, we go to Babbage's to buy our Beato ear training on a payment plan in a box and put it on our phone. That's how it works. So I noticed the lessons are gone, so that's the club now. Why not put these things in the club? Like, let's just do it. And this thing, this is bad. Don't do this. I don't know. I want to hear about it. I mean, this is what you want to do, right? You want to, if you're developing an audience and a platform like Rick has, you want to have. He's made a monetization route that means this is going to become his main platform. So if something happens to YouTube, if Glenn Fry takes his channel down or something, he can still earn. We're here to earn, right? Let's go to login. Oh. So this would be a much better landing page. I wouldn't do, come on. White label this. Don't have this Mighty Network stuff in it. What is it? All right. So, yeah, it's just a page builder. I wonder which one of these sold the Beato staff on this. Which one of these social proofs was it? Well, I guess that I should cover this because honestly, when I saw the payment plans, like, I gotta make a video. This thing's launched today. Beato book payment plan. I mean, come on. Invite customers to join your mailing list. So I would consider changing that to something. 20% off first payments with this code. Rick Beato 20, I think is what that means. And for 6 days, this is here. Why don't you give us... before I say this, it's probably in the email that I got that I don't have up, but I wonder if we get a discount if we've bought other stuff too. All right. I just don't know. This will be interesting. I mean, obviously this is new and he'll evolve with it. But right off the bat, this middle tier looks useless. You get merch every 3 months. That's not selling me on it. I've had to do software pricing before. It's since the 90s. And I can tell you this, what he wants to do is fine, but he's going to have most people go here. And then the power users are going to go here. I'm curious about this one because all you get is you get listed as a supporter, which is going to do nothing for you unless you need that for an ego thing. And you get merch. And you probably could save money just buying what merch from Rick you want and getting this one. So to me, it looks like this is not, he's going to need to adjust these things. So I think this probably needs to be more money, $2.99 a month might need to be more. And I would consider if his spots, if they don't go, maybe do a payment plan on a chunk. So maybe do 6 months worth for like $4K, and you can pay, through a firm or whatever that thing is he's using. But this middle tier is just, there's not enough to sell me on that. And this, the legacy, all you get is the monthly Zoom. So for this, and it says here, this is going to be a lot like Kiko Loureiro's mentorship, except with Kiko's we get 2 calls a month, and he does 6 months. You can't, that's the smallest time, because frankly you're going to get nothing done. And so I think you'll see him have to beef up what comes with the middle. And I think this is good. There's just not enough here yet. I mean, I have a feeling the bulk of what he wants to say is the lessons. The lessons are really what you get at the Prime. Why do that? You got Logan Paul Prime drink, Amazon Prime, Optimus Prime, Prime Rib, Primerica, Prime Trucking. I don't think Prime's a good name for the bottom. And it's silver. Silver's supposed to be over here. But yeah, I don't even know if I would be curious to get a feel for what a Zoom's like. Perhaps he can, after he does a few of them, give some clips to us. If anybody knows, let me know. I mean, I'm not a Rick hater. I'm just covering the news here, he's got the Nickelback thing going on too, where he's saturating everybody. That's why everybody rushes to want to kind of shit on him. Is he's the most popular guitar YouTuber right now, really. And I think it's because he's doing the broad. He's niched down in the guitar some, but he's getting a wide appeal from these interviews, and these interviews are great. And the song breakdowns that he used to do were great. And like I said, the monthly Nirvana streams are fine. I know he's engagement farming and rage farming a little bit. Here's the thing. Most of us feel like we would be better off. Yeah, I had a little stroke there. Most of us, I think, would be better off, or think we'd be better off if YouTube had no clickbait, and if that's not how the world worked. But Rick figured out you got to clickbait, you got to rage bait, you have to do some of this stuff. He's running his company in the most efficient manner possible for him to make the maximum money possible, while doing something he clearly enjoys and has a passion for. But isn't that what the music industry did to pop music? And pop music stands for popular. It's supposed to be watered down. It's supposed to appeal to everybody. It's the on-ramp to the stuff Rick wants to talk about. To get to jazz, to get to Glenn Danzig or Frampton, you have to maybe go through Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, okay? Morgan Freeman, whoever the kids are into right now. So pop music was always meant to be broad, and the Beatles and these bands that Rick talks about, they all have little Easter eggs for musicians, really. Because you can be listening to a song that's just a 1-4-5 chord progression and get bored. And then say, wait, was that a sus chord? Or was that a minor 7 flat 5? I just heard dissonance. And that's, I think, one reason, people talk about the Beatles all the time. It's like, stop, maybe. But, there's this deal where it's like, they wonder why pop music's so watered down. But that's, YouTube used to be the same way. Now the algorithm's different. It you know, 80 to 90% of your views are non-subscribers. That is actually a better way to do it, despite what you might think. So Rick has watered down and systemized his YouTube to make the most money. It's what you do. But it's the same thing that the record companies did. They had to be like, man, these records are expensive and the talent's hard to deal with. This guy won't get off the fentanyl, and then the drummer can't drum, so we got to bring in this, well, let's just admit it, it'll be Josh Freese. We'll bring him in. You can go check the Mixer Man diaries out about, it was a book, this guy was recording a band in the early 2000s, and it just really caught, you know, he tried to make it anonymous, but it really caught what it must have been like managing talent, recording records back then. But what if you could have non-famous, well-paid but non-famous, maybe middle-aged songwriters that are very good at harmony and melody and know all this stuff, and they can write beautiful songs, paired with really great lyricists that can do the same thing, and then find one person to perform the music that can be a star. You're managing one person, you're splitting the money with one person, and the 50 producers and writers on the song, but you can be more consistent and reliable. Whereas the old way, you would have to develop. You'd have to try to be like, hey, we're going to give you a 3-record deal, and by the 3rd record, you better be a star. Then they went to, we've got some stuff figured out enough to where we think your 1st record could be it. Now it's like, you know, it's going to be a hit, or they're just not even going to do it. And so all these things that Beato and everybody complains about, they do the same thing in a different format. What the record companies did to music, they're doing with content creation. It's just how it happens. You know, you start to look at each video probably as a product. You know, like, okay, it's like the Mr. Beast approach, where you're investing money and time, and you have staff, and the output generates an ROI. And people like Rick Beato are going to get the maximum ROI. And he's playing the YouTube game perfectly. You know, it just kind of sucks that and probably he does realize he's doing the same thing he's complaining about. I think hypocritical, I think, was the word people use. Probably he knows this. And again, like I said, you need engagement. For example, when I made my the Beato book review instrument, don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. Try that again. When I did the Beato book review, I knew that only people that know what that is are going to click on it. And that's a pretty good heuristic to figure my audience out. If you know Beato, you probably going to be who I want to be talking to as I build the channel. I also knew that half of the people would come to defend Rick in the comments and half would come to shit on him, or hope I do. Unfortunately, that's the game. But I did want to review it because it is a confusing product. And I was wanting to get through that. I mean, I legitimately wanted to make a decent video, but it's hard not to follow that path when I do a video on that and it outperforms everything I've ever done 100 to 1. And I don't want to be that way. Like this Beato Club thing, I think it's funny that the name, right? The payment plan on the Beato book, it's not so much the product's bad. Nobody knows what it is. It's just launched. And I want to cover music, guitar YouTube news, do some reactions here and there. It just makes sense. But, I think, especially with these information products, I'm about to review Tim Pierce's. I've been a member of his group for 3 years. I have Robin Nolan's Gypsy Jazz Secrets is one I want to cover. Of course, Kiko's Guitar Academy, Riff Hard, TrueFire. I've tried all these, and I've been subscribed to most of them for a couple of years. So I want to, sometimes people ask, like, where should I go? And that's the problem with the club, right? Who's this for? Are these lessons for late beginners, intermediate? Because if you look at these, and this is marketing that I'm wondering why start on lesson 29. But also, some of these words to a new player may not make sense. So you wonder if you picked this image on purpose to convey, hey, you need to know what these words mean before you join. And I think it's an intermediate to advanced level is where they're targeting, but they don't say that. With Tim's masterclass, for example, Tim Pierce, they're divided by a topic. Now, it's a lot of content that's just kind of thrown in, so I do find it confusing, even though it is grouped by context. But there's a whole section on late beginner, for the way I figured it was for older people beginning. But it also could mean you're a beginner, but you're about to be intermediate. I think it said the word adult somewhere. I'll do that on the review, but the point is, you could tell what you were getting into. You could go to the lead guitar section, the modes section. You could go where you wanted. I don't know if Rick has enough lesson material yet to do that, so he might be, year one, let's just put out what you can. But it's not clear. I would say this sales page needs to clarify what the memberships are, or not what the lessons are. What type of lessons? Show me the titles of all of them, maybe. That's where you realize then you can just go Google all that stuff and probably not need it. But there's a lot to do with the way materials presented, where you might want it explained to you if it's especially if it's advanced. But I'd like to know this whole list here it's like one of those resumes where they keyword stuff. Like, I know Excel, I know Google spreadsheets. I know how to use a pencil or a pen, maybe a marker. I can probably get a marker down. If I practice like this, I can probably get a marker down. It's like you're just kind of stuffing things to fill it out, but there's not much there. The PDF archive, I think, is maybe the PDFs that go with the videos. We have channel support listed, which is obvious. Number of spots is one. The monthly Zoom call, merch, video lessons, community. That's the 4 takeaway. There's going to be a community. That's important. These guitar course communities are sometimes the best places to be for you, really. You can meet great people and they're supportive. They're all on the same path. They understand what you're going through. And they might have a way to explain a lesson that somebody else doesn't. Access to behind-the-scenes footage, don't care. Again, the PDF archive, what is it? It's like there's just not a lot of meat on the bone. This is like you order a chicken wing, but they don't tell you it's not a chicken, it's from a Blue Jay. Jim Leahy's preparing this. So why don't you guys tell me what you think about this? Have a look at it. It's just, you can Google it, but it's on Rick's main page. I'll link it down here. And again, as always, if your favorite YouTuber has an informational product for sale and you want to support them, I suggest you buy it. I suggest you be prepared that it might not be that good. If you're wanting to actually, it's not about supporting them, it's about, you and what you want to learn, then you really want to really scrutinize. You really want to really want to. I don't know why I got all mixed up there. Talking like this is, when the camera's on, it's like somebody puts all the marbles in my mouth. It's like, here, deal with this. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you later.